Have you ever sat down to play a game of Super Mario Bros. And then felt the need to go out and do a violent act? Did you spend some time with your friends playing Halo Online and then felt like it wasn't enough and you needed to go do something more drastic in reality? Assuming you were raised properly, I would hope not. People of all ages have enjoyed the simple pleasures of playing a video game, whether it was to play through a game alone to experience a deep, immersive story, or if it was to invite a bunch of friends over to play the James Bond game GoldenEye on a Nintendo 64. Many of us have these fond memories without thoughts of committing violent acts in the real world because we can tell the difference between a fictional world and reality. For as long as I can remember, I have been playing video games, and I have been playing them with many of my friends from school. Not once did anyone I know, nor myself, commit a violent act as a result of playing those games. Parents of children who play video games should know that video games do not lead to violent behavior. Video games are often one of the first things the media blames when a school shooting has happened. But there have been studies that have disproven that video games directly correlate to violent acts. Lastly, video games have ratings on them just like movies do, so parents can better supervise their children. When tragedy strikes, it's not uncommon for people to find something to blame. Video games often get the finger pointed at them as a possible cause. After the Sandy Hook shooting, video games were blamed so quickly that bad information was spread as a result of it. According to an article by Emma Hutchinson of the Sociological Imagination in 2012, it took no time at all for the blame to be passed on to video games for the Sandy Hook shooting. At the time, the media blamed the shooter's brother, Ryan Lanza, who enjoyed playing Mass Effect, a game that takes place in space and involves fighting aliens. Naturally, the public lashed out at the game on their Facebook page and called for a ban. Once the shooter was correctly identified as Adam Lanza, Emma Hutchinson in 2012 writes, quote, "The news channels and tabloids have started blaming video games due to Adam Lanza's nerdy, reclusive image. Yesterday, the Sun's headline claimed he had played the likes of Army shooter Call of Duty based on a testimony of a plumber who had visited the family house and saw military posters in the basement. However, he does not say if he actually saw Lanza playing the game in question," end quote. And then the article goes on to say that, quote, "There is no evidence that Adam Lanza actually played any of these games. Nevertheless, in the aftermath of spree shootings, it is generally only a matter of time before video games are blamed." Even though the blame is quickly thrown around, it's actually been proven in studies that games did not directly link to violence. A resulting effect of the media targeting video games is that parents begin to question whether or not their children playing the games can result in violent behavior, but there have been studies that prove otherwise. In discussing multiple studies of people in video games, Hutchinson in 2012 says, quote, "None of these studies have proved that playing video games will definitively make you harm others. Newman et al.'s 2005 study of spree shootings in America concluded that in most of these cases they examined, the perpetrators did not play video games. The majority did, however, show symptoms of mental health problems, ranging from the onset of schizophrenia to depression," end quote. Of course, this isn't just to simply pass the blame onto those with mental health problems either. There are too many factors and circumstances that lead to these shootings to point to one singular cause, like the media tends to do. While parents shouldn't have a fear of their kids playing these games, they should be aware of the content of the games they play. Parents can better raise children who play video games through their rating system. Video games use a rating system called the ESRB, or Entertainment Software Rating Board. On a video game box, the front is clearly labeled with a letter and a description of what kind of content the game contains, such as EC for early childhood, E for everyone, E10 plus for everyone 10 and up, T for teen, M for mature, AO for adults only, and RP for rating pending. Using these ratings, parents should not have issues supervising the types of games their kids play. Though, according to an article by Ivory, Williams, Martins, and Consavo in 2009, quote, "They found mild language in 2 games, that's 3.64% from a sample of 55 games rated E for everyone age 6 and older, profanity in 27.16% of a sample of 81 games titled rated T for teenagers age 13 and older, profanity in 66.67% of a sample of 36 games rated M for mature, persons ages 17 and older, end quote. Using these ratings and disciplining your child is best for their mental health while they enjoy playing video games. But parents should supervise the games being played so they are aware of their content. While blame is thrown to video games by the media for tragic, violent acts, studies have yet to prove that they are linked directly. Parents should be responsible in what types of games their kids play until they are adults. Parents of children who play video games should know that video games do not lead to violent behavior. I hope by now we can realize that throwing the blame to video games after tragedies is foolish, and that we shouldn't listen to the media when they don't have their facts straight about it. Parents should be aware of the content of games their children play through the ESRB game rating system, so be sure to supervise children during their gaming activities.